I think TNC is different in that it seems to be really collegial and friendly, and also the people who are here are, generally hands-on network engineers, so they really know what they're talking about. Not every conference has that.
People sometimes ask, when we have the internet, can we not just do these things via video conference or whatever? And there is something special, not just about everyone being able to meet and organise, being able to have a conversation together, but there is something special that happens when you prepare to speak to a group of people in a room. And there is a connection there that you don't get online, and even you don't get quite the same thing on video streaming. It is just very important when you're working together to be able to meet and to speak to people like that.
I come from a sort of more policy and political environment, and all of the messages I'm hearing, they're all, from policymakers and politicians and people, and they're all worried about cybersecurity. That's their big thing. And so, in the world that I sort of live in, cybersecurity is the biggest challenge for networking people. And I think it sort of needs to be a two-way conversation, because you've got lots of, generals and politicians and people saying, oh, cyber is so important and terrifying. And I think they sort of need to get a bit of a reality check from people who are running networks day to day, dealing with DDoS attacks, dealing with all sorts of stuff, and saying, this is kind of how we roll, we can deal with this stuff.
I think one of the biggest challenges now is, we used to be the only ones in the game, and now everyone's at it, and have been for quite some time. And a lot of those organisations are very lean and very, very cost-focused. And when we have a mandate, as we do, to serve our whole communities, and not just perhaps the most commercially successful parts, it can be a real challenge to see how to do that when we're in a world where there are commercial providers able to do that too. Andrew Cormack pointed this out years ago, and it's still very much true. NRENs have conflicting priorities that they have to succeed at. They have to provide reliable internet access, and they also have to be innovative and support research. And usually these things don't mix. Most ISPs, most organisations are sensible enough not to mix those two, but we have to. We have to make that work. I think that's the thing that we're still very good at, that we're able to do, and what we're going to be able to do in the future.